We'll be live any second, and I think that second has happened.
Yep,
We
yep.
are officially live, and it's red, but not only red because the button is literally red when it says live, but because this is our Wrestling Realm holiday special. Usually, I would be like ringing some type of jingle bells or something in the background, but it's okay. It's because today the Good Brothers are back to discuss WWE, the gift that keeps on giving. We have a lot to get into tonight. Also, let's talk about holiday hangovers. Is there such thing as too much? All that and more as soon as we finish the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. Happy holidays. This is going to be a very, very realmy Christmas for you all. Let's get it now.
Houston, we have a problem.
What you gonna do? 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 What you gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yes, 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 yes. It's a different vibe today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wrestling Realm Down podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, you can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. Follow us on all social media platforms, including Instagram, Threads, X, and Facebook at Wrestling Realm. Like, subscribe, and engage in the conversation with us. And you can download all of our audio content on Anchor, Stitcher, Podbean, Pocket Cast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Watch us and subscribe to our Twitch channel at The Wrestling Realm. I'm your host, the realist himself, Real Claus. I don't know. I just came up with something. The real Dwayne Allen. He is your host. Brother Hugh in the building has the third A to the A to the S, T to the H to the E, 3 to the R, to the D. And he is your host, the Belt King, Brandon the Guy. Also, Brandon Claus, if you haven't seen his Happiness Unwrapping Championship culture. But we'll get to that soon. But he is
I
your
should go get
host,
my hat.
the man, the man,
I have my hat.
the legend, last
Go
but
get
not
that.
least, the heart and soul of the wrestling realm, Brian H. Waters, Mr. Producer, in the building.
What
You
up?
can. How's everybody doing? Let me just ask that. This is a festive day. This is a holiday special. So before I can tell you, how's you brothers doing? How's your brothers doing?
Feel
Everybody
real
good? Everybody
good.
Oh
good?
yeah, we
Everybody
good. We
good?
good. We good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute.
Feeling
Okay.
jolly.
Wait a
What you
minute.
say? What's going
What do
on?
you? What's going on?
They a little too jivey.
Now,
That
yeah,
that that that
something's up. I don't
championship
know.
Oh,
culture, that championship culture corner, a little too happy over there.
No, it is though. They're cheesing a little bit, but you know what though? I'll be cheesing more too. But if you would like to advertise with the Wrestling Realm, you can you can email us at wrestlingroom@gmail.com. The subject line saying advertise, and we will reach out to you for further details. So if you'd like to promote your business or any type of sponsorship, hit us up at our Gmail account at wrestlingroom@gmail.com to advertise with the Wrestling Realm. But guess what? Speaking of advertising, it's our turn to advertise. So for all Wrestling Realm apparel and merchandise, head over to wrestlingrealm.com. That's right. We are in the middle. We're just a few days from Christmas. We're right in the thick of the holiday season. So it's not too late to get some last minute gifts for your loved ones, family, and friends. And you can do so at wrestlingrealm.com. You can get t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. So if you want to support the brand and be a part of the Wrestling Realm and show your support for what we do, be a proud wrestling fan or just someone of superior wrestling intellect, you can do so at wrestlingrealm.com. That is the place for you. But guess what, though? We also have another special place for you, Patreon. That's right. So for all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/the wrestling_realm for all exclusive shows and bonus material. We have a lot to come. We're looking to rev up 2024 with plenty of Patreon material. Um, Brian, you just started a new series. I noticed it, and I was like, "Oh, I like the way this sounds." So, you want to tell people about a little bit of tease of what they can catch on Patreon?
Yeah,
Uh,
you know they say sometimes your best thoughts come in your mind while you're driving. So
mhm.
I figure, you know what? Fire up the phone. Got a nice little nice little holder that I don't have to worry about, holding my phone while I'm driving. Put in the AirPods, and just talk. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Exclusive thoughts. I gave y'all one free as I reacted immediately to the brand new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, but they will be exclusive on our Patreon, just $1 per month. And yeah, just expect those to drop randomly. I can do it really quickly. So yeah, check those out.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check that out, once again, for all exclusive shows and bonus material, trust me, there's a lot that's there, and we have so much more to come. So patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm. With that being said, if you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com. You can use the promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. We are right in the thick of WWE's live holiday tour. So guess what? If you are taking your loved ones, your family, your friends, or maybe just going yourself and you want nice seats, do yourself a favor and use the promo code Wrestling Realm, all one word, most likely all caps, but I don't think it matters, for any one-time purchase. So if you used this code before, as Brian used to tell you, is just sign up with a different email, but you didn't hear it from me. So if you want to check out WWE's live holiday tour, tickets are actually pretty decent. I know for some it's as low as $25, but you didn't hear it from me. So if you buy 2 of those, guess what? You are eligible to save yourself $20 off your holiday tour tickets. But you must use promo code Wrestling Realm. So SeatGeek.com is where you can do that as well. So grab your tickets, enjoy the holiday, express yourself with your Wrestling Realm t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more, and be an overall proud wrestling fan while you enjoy some good old wrestling during this holiday season. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Realm is here. We are here.
Yeah.
We are ready to go. We have a lot to talk about, but this is the part of the show where we talk about the newest, latest, and greatest brand new aspects. If you're watching, you'll see Brother Brandon cheesing from ear to ear. Championship culture. Now, usually we talk about what happened on the previous show, usually every Tuesday, 8 p.m. in season 1. But after 25 exhilarating episodes of Championship culture, they wrap things up. But guess what? Last week, we got an announcement. What is it? January 23rd? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
January 23rd, season 2 of Championship culture will begin. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have never seen this show before, you are in for a treat. If you're into championships, championship history, championship belts, championship replicas, all the above, you can definitely find that at youtube.com/the Wrestling Realm and check the Championship Culture playlist. Brandon, the guy, the Belt King, and Brother Hugh, the super producer, they take their time to do such an excellent job. And every week we try to get a sneak peek of what they're doing for season 2. So guess what? If you have not seen this, I'm just going to do you a favor because I'm rebellious. Here's a snippet of season 2. Sorry, I just flipped you out. You have to watch the show because now there's an image on the screen that lets you know we're starting off season 2 with a bang, and Championship culture is well on its way to doing crazy numbers. One of the best things we've ever done with this expansion. So definitely shout out to Brother Brandon, Brother Hugh. Championship culture season 2, January 23rd, locked in, ready to go. Brothers, you guys want to speak on season 2? What you guys got coming up? Now, like I said, I fought you tooth and nail about what was supposed to be on the show, and then we finally got it. So now I feel like I got an early Christmas present. Do you guys want to speak on it?
Go ahead, Hugh. Take it away. I'll let you go first. Tell them about season 2, sir.
I keep telling y'all, I'm not telling you anything about season 2. You just got to tune in.
So yeah, that's what we've been getting. That's all we've been getting. Brother, he won't budge, and he's made it very clear.
I can tell you the first episode will be jam-packed. It's a special live episode with all you gotta do is if you look at the image, it should tell you what this is going to be about. I hope that the realness is available for that. Because I'm ready. I can't wait to see his comments. And
Will this be a live show?
Absolutely.
Usually live shows, I'm very disruptive. I like to be a part of the show.
I hope Hollywood will be available too, because we might have to tell him. We might have to tell him chime in too. I don't know. Are we telling him to chime in, or we just gonna hope that he's in the comments? We hope that he chimed in.
We're sending an invitation to Hollywood and Brother Realness. They can jump in whenever they want to.
Look, they can be in the backstage. All right.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but now I feel special. I got a personal backstage pass invitation.
You got a VIP entrance.
Listen,
Special access.
He got all access. He gonna just come and be like, every time it's live, he just gonna appear on the screen. Be like, what are you doing? What's going on, brothers? Hold on. I got a question.
Right.
Wait, why I gotta be Dwayne today?
Oops. Oh, we in the wrong spaces. Look at that. We gotta switch that. Hold on. There we go. Bam. Was I there the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you noticed it, but it was weird. I didn't even catch what you said something. I was wondering what I was looking at, but yes, season 2 championship culture. Thank you for that VIP access. I'm going to be popping on the show on purpose. Like you're going to see me popping in and popping out. They're like, bro, you can't just pop in and pop
like
out.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Hey guys, oops, sorry. You guys on? No, let me sign off. Go backstage and ask my question.
He gonna be free every Tuesday, 8:00 like this. When's the show starting? What's going on? Hit the play button. I'm here. I'm ready.
You know the crazy part about Tuesday 8:00. We got a special. Championship Culture did a special holiday episode. I consider it almost like a preview of the shenanigans that we're going to get in season 2. So Brandon Claus showed up. We first of all, this oh man, this is such a great graphic done by Has the Third. Unwrapping happiness. We had some unboxings doing, right? So this is a holiday special for Championship Culture, a special kind of kickoff to season 2, as I like to call it. They didn't call this, but that's what I decided to call it because this is the first Championship Culture content we've gotten since season 1 ended. And Brother Brandon graciously unboxed 2 championship belts on the show, gave some history, gave the reasons why he did it. It's because, of course, every belt has a story. Speaking about every belt has a story, that will look good. Never mind. Anyway, Brother Brandon, you want to talk about?
I think it looks good on the shirt, doesn't it?
No, yeah, it does. And what's this? It's crazy because you guys should never mind. It's okay because I need a new belt for my pants. Like my belt popped, so I'm having I can't tag. I'm too old for that.
You don't want to talk about? Oh no.
No, it's cool. But unwrapping happiness. Do you guys want to talk about this holiday special that you guys did? Kind of a kickoff to season 2 of Championship Culture.
Absolutely. I don't know if you can see here this thing that's in my background. That was probably the highlight of the show, right there. That's all I'm going to say. But it's it's a new lineup right here. But if you want to see somebody unwrapping happiness or just unwrapping joy, there was some unwrapping being done because, as previously stated on the flagship show of the Wrestling Wrealm Now podcast, there was 5 that needed to have been revealed.
I was disappointed that we only got 2. I'll admit it, because I was like, wait a minute, where's the other 3?
But you never guessed. I gave you a chance. You still can make 2 other guesses.
No, because there's a reason I'm not going to guess, but I'll let you continue.
You're not going to guess at all? You don't want to guess at all?
Well, here's the thing. When I saw,
because you realize you probably could have been right if you would have guessed. Did
I don't know. Because I'm going to be honest with you. You caught me off guard with the NXT United Kingdom Championship that you unboxed, and then you caught me off guard. Well, I think he has the WWE version.
Yes.
And that's why I was kind of like, because when I saw the package, I was like, wait a minute, and I had to think, and I was like, oh, okay, so he must have the other version. And then and I was about to go through my phone so I could look at the pictures of the museum. That's where Brother Brandon, that's his realm, that's his personal space right there. And then I was like, no. And then when I saw the John Cena United States Spinner title, I was like, I didn't see that coming. And I didn't think, you're such a historian when it comes to classic belts. I guess I kind of boxed you in a box when I shouldn't have, but I was like, I wasn't expecting that one. So now all my guesses are completely thrown off because if I had to guess those 2 the first time, I'm telling you, I would have never got it. But I was happy to see those 2. First of all, the setup looks good in your studio space. I saw some Ninja Turtle stuff back there. I saw a lot of Funko Pop. I saw that's dope. I'm digging
that's only a portion of the Funko Pops, by the way.
And that's the crazy part, though. Trust me, if I know you, I knew that was only a portion. There was nothing in there.
That's the overflow. That's what we're gonna call it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. That's the overflow.
But I will tell you this about the United States belt. The reason it threw you off because I wasn't big. Well, because every belt has a story. I'm not big on the signature series or the specialized belts because me and Hollywood have had this talk before. Naomi belt, when it was glowing, I feel like they missed the opportunity to sell that because it was so unique to her. Sure. And when the John Cena spinner and when the WWE Championship became a spinner, it felt like it was only for him. the WWE Championship kind of grew on you. But this definitely, nobody really could have this because it had John Cena on it. It said his name on it.
Sure.
So that was just for him. Like, even with the Immortal belt and the Jeff Hardy belt, it was kind of like, okay, who else really is going to hold this because it's just for him. So I wasn't really in it. But, as Custom Guy seems to be making, championship belts.
Do you have any belts with your name on it?
Do I have it? The Intergalactic has my... No, it just has symbols of me. It doesn't have anything with my name.
No, that's cool. What about anything that says everybody has a story? Nothing? Okay. All right, got it.
It just has...
Okay, got it.
It's on a couple shirts. It's definitely
no, it's cool.
Yeah.
Shirts are cool. I mean, you make belts. Shirts are cool. No, it's okay. Listen, season 2, Championship Culture coming soon. YouTube.com/Wrestling Wrealm. Playlist Championship Culture. That's going to be fun. January
I feel like 23rd. I need to go on Patreon bad.
You probably do. I feel like you want to spill some beans, like all vegetarian beans, no pork.
All vegetarian. Hey, Brian, what was that for?
That you need to go on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah.
Like, Brian is filling it up. We just sitting there like, okay, we got to figure this out. But
so we're not going to address his hat. We're not going to address the hat anymore.
No, I thought he was going to go get it because, like, when first of all, when I saw it, let me just put the photo back up there because people, I'm sorry, this is like week 3. We got to show this. So when I saw that hat, you have
I'm talking about the different hat.
No, he had the black hat with the lights on it. It was flickering doing the thing, and I was like, okay, this is festive.
Cool. Right.
If I wasn't in the mood for Christmas at first, I was in the mood then. We got Brother Brandon.
The music was Christmassy.
Music was Christmas. Santa Claus hat, unboxing. It was fun. I said I had fun, man. This is what I miss about Championship Culture. And I can't wait for season 2 to start. But shout out to Brother Brandon stepping out of his comfort zone. Because if you'd have thought 10 years ago, Brother Brandon would have put on a Christmas hat and got in front of a camera, there's no way in the world. I blame Brother Hugh for his shenanigans that got him act like this. But right. I enjoyed it. So if ladies and gentlemen, please everybody go back and watch Unwrapping Happiness, the special Championship Culture holiday special where the Belt King himself he unwraps literally 2 new championship belts that he has, and he has probably 3 or 4 more hiding. I can only imagine what they could possibly be, but it's okay because every belt has a story, so that means we'll probably be getting those sooner rather than later. Okay, see, I just fast talked like I was a car salesman. Now it is time of the show. Let's get this show started. Usually we wrap it for about 30 minutes, but we're here now. We have to celebrate 2023. We have to celebrate how. Thank you, Brian H. for ringing.
Oh no, Dylan was in the hospital, guys.
Oh no, Dylan.
Yeah, we sending love to Dylan.
Oh man, shout out to Dylan, definitely, man.
No, but look, our fact checker. That's why you haven't been here. I'm glad you're feeling better. Good to see you back, Dylan.
Good to have you back, Dylan. Glad you're doing better.
I thought he was just taking a break.
Shout out to Matt Reichel as well and everybody else. And
happy birthday, Matt.
Rudolph, everybody. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Matt. Happy birthday to Banks. Happy birthday to CJ Butter.
Banks.
And then
CJ Butter. Oh my gosh.
Yes, CJ Butter. And then at the top of the hour, get this out the way now. Happy birthday to Ashley Baker and happy birthday to Britt Waters.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Dang, I got some texting to do. I'm glad you said something. I'm not good with it. If it's not on Facebook, I'm in trouble. Right. It's not on my saved in my events in my phone. But definitely shout out to happy birthday, everybody. Brother Raj, we see you, Uncle Raj, in the building. Flex
Did
on
you see
podcast.
what Matt said? No, if I don't make no graphic with Brandon Claus either. Here.
Yeah, we can't.
He's probably working on it right now. Look up.
I was
to the screen.
I was
with the bag.
He probably got his iPad right here next to him. He probably got his iPad right next to him.
Brandon Claus with the bag and all the belts inside of it hanging out.
You have to do it.
I feel like he would. I mean, take a picture. You know what? Let me shut up.
Listen to me. He has to do it. First of all, Christmas is. Was it? Where are we at?
Monday.
It's literally Monday. As of this recording, we got to get to it.
This is exclusive for the Wrestling Wrealm now. The little birdie told me that Brother Brandon was actually the designer of the ROH women's television title.
Wow, is this? Whoa, is this true? Is this breaking news?
Maybe it's the eagle bird that's been falling out the sky because the Eagles have lost 3 straight. But I said it was a birdie.
I don't know where you heard that from. Listen, if I designed that, I would have been right next to Tony Khan, Dwayne's best friend, saying, "Let me present it."
Listen, is it not the same belt though? I don't know.
It is.
Okay, okay. I'll give you my theory.
I think it just says women's on it.
Okay, well, at least it says women's on it. I'll give you my theory on that in a
Here's
second,
what they
but
think
right.
about you. Here's what they think about you.
we got to get this show started.
At least with the
We are
TBS,
here.
we got a whole different logo in the middle and a
Well,
different color. They
that
said,
too.
"Give me the same thing, just smaller."
You smooth.
slap ladies on it.
Wow, my cat is tripping. Okay. Anyway, we here to
I'm
talk
Tony
about.
Khan. I'm going to introduce a new belt that'll be defended on ROH.
You know what? You know
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
crazy
that's
about today? We're here to talk about what we're thankful for
Mhm.
in pro wrestling in 2023. And guess what? I'm going to give a shout out to Tony Khan. That's my spoiler for as we get into the show. The bell's already ready. Look, Brandon looks confused. He says, you see his
Nah,
face? Like, wait,
I was
what?
sending my love to Dylan because he said he had a chipped vertebrae.
Yeah, I know that was
Had a vertebrae
intense.
chipped
Good God.
away.
Oh no!
Yeah, all prayers, brother.
Yeah, definitely. Please get well soon, man. Take your time, rest, recover, everything. But
Sit back and relax and watch some wrestling.
yeah, that's the best medicine anyway.
Mhm.
We're here to talk about 2023, and because the year's winding down. We're close to Christmas, just a few days out, and before you know it, the new year will be upon us, and there's so much to get into in 2024.
Mhm.
But this is the part where we discuss what did we watch. That's the main event of the show today. Is obviously we have good for business, bad for business, and we got to answer some hard hitting questions while we also talk about what we're grateful for, about all our favorite moments in 2023 so far, as well as what we're looking forward to in 2024. But gentlemen, like I said, it is time for us to discuss what did you watch this week, sponsored by nobody just yet. But if you would like to sponsor this segment, hit us up at wrestlingwrealm@gmail.com. Subject line, advertise. Let's get it. All right, good brothers. There's been a lot going on, but I want to know, what did you watch? And if you're live in the comments with us right now, type in the chat, what did you guys watch this week? Brothers? I have a long one. I'm going to go last. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay. I only watched one thing, and it was funny because we were talking about the pandemic so much. I went back and watched the Royal Rumble from 2020.
Really? Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, I like that one a lot for the moment of Christian and Edge.
Yeah.
And we really, like, it looks flat now compared to what we're back to. But like I adapted well to the Thunderdome. But you said 2020 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was 2020 with Edge, and then that's the one Drew won because it was like,
The
it was a
worst day ever.
surprise.
Yeah.
But it was a surprise. But it was one of those. Okay, let's see what we can do because Drew was picking up so much steam, and it was like I don't want to say the evolution of Drew. Yeah. But I felt like it was like, oh, this is what we're going with, and because you had the Universal title situation over there. And you were like, okay, that's cool, but what the Rumble is going to define this, and we're going to give him the biggest prize. And it was like, even though he got in a Thunderdome, it was a decent Rumble. Did it have a lot of memorable moments?
Yes, the heck you did. Don't do that. Come on.
No, I'm saying but other Rumbles had moments too, but I just wanted to go back and watch just to see if they still held up. And
Edge coming back
with that Christian music, it was like,
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Edge came back. Shelton Benjamin and Brock Lesnar kind of facing off a little bit, having a moment,
looking at each other, like, oh yeah, we're in this. I was like, oh, look at the because they were tag teams before the FCW. They were a tag team at FCW, right?
Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
Yep. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
Teammates, college wrestling teammates.
They family.
Yeah,
they family.
Yep, they people.
Yeah.
What about you?
And then, that was all I watched. That was it.
Sure. Okay. Brother Hugh, Brother Brandon. I mean, excuse me, Brian H.
Who you want to go first?
Well,
I'm telling you, mine is long.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, because I'm going to go on a rant. Yeah.
Well, the first part of my weekend, I spent basically just tripping off of Brandon because of he filled me in on the Wrestling Wrealm intro, the original intro, and I never noticed that Brandon was in the intro.
Yes, wearing his blackout T-shirt.
I watched that thing like, yeah, I watched that bad boy like 50 times and laughed.
No, tell him what you said. Tell him what you said. Tell him what you said.
Nah,
say what you said. Say it. Tell him what you said. Go ahead and say it. Say it, Hugh. Tell him what you said.
We got to put it on Patreon, the original.
Yeah. Yep.
We got to put the original Wrestling Wrealm intro on there on Patreon.
Just $1. Pay the one.
Just pay the one. We gonna put
And
that
then
on
you'll
a
know what
t-shirt.
you said.
Pay the one.
No, we don't want just pay the one.
Just pay the one.
I
You ain't got to
that.
pay the
T-shirt.
5. Like I ain't paying the 5,
Come-
bro. Just pay the one.
Custom guy. But nah, for some reason I ended
He's
up
not
down the rabbit
budgeting.
hole. I know, right? For some reason I ended up watching a documentary about Rick Rude. I had no idea how I got there. I was on YouTube
Okay.
one day. And,
Ooh.
yeah, I
What
was
was
on
it on?
YouTube one day and it just
It's-
kind of popped.
oh.
It just popped up. Just on his life, you know, giving him a little
Oh.
background on him and just basically, you know, just how documentaries are. Just giving insight on like how great he was as an in-ring performer, and then just of course, you know, like his downfall. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
it was very interesting.
Did you
That's
see
your
that?
But hey, what?
No, go ahead, bro. Brian, go ahead.
Did you see that clip on YouTube that was like shortly after he died? How Kurt Hennig was like pissed off nobody came to his funeral.
Yeah,
Did
he
you
was
come
hot. I
across
remember
it?
that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they've
I do
been
remember
best
that.
friends since they were in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
Can you believe, brother Hugh? I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you, could you believe that those guys are the same age? Because Rick Rude always looked so old to me with that thick mustache. Like everybody,
That porn stash. He just
yeah,
looked
but like
like
it was
he did.
that was cool in the 80s. Old
He
like
was
that.
a
Like, it was cool.
heartthrob.
Like I don't know why, but it was cool for
He
young
was.
men to look old back in those days. And I was like, man, I don't never. And I remember I found out in, I guess WCW. You know, when Kurt Hennig was always, they were doing their promos. They were kind of, you know, even though they were in NWO, they were,
Mhm.
you know, he was the manager. And you know, he was always
Right.
talking about, I've known this guy since we was in the 8th grade, and we beat people up then. We'll beat people. I was like, you guys are the same age. Because Kurt Hennig to me always looked the same. He
Right.
didn't age to me at all.
He looked the same
You
from
know,
his
showing up
his
Mr.
debut
Perfect
to
all the way to the end, even when he came back in WWE for that short amount of time before his untimely passing, you know, outside of him, you know, bulking up a little bit. I was like, oh,
Right.
those guys are the same age. I was never a big Rick Rude fan though. Like to this day,
Wow.
Oh, he was an awesome heel. Good lord.
I couldn't
Yeah.
get with him. Too tall, too skinny, too lean, too
I
thick of a
never heard
mustache.
nobody go in on Rick Rude. Wow.
I'm telling you,
Whoa.
Well,
but
he
I was never. I was
he
a fan of
definitely
Rick
did
Rude
his
as-
job, because when I was younger, I couldn't stand him when he was younger.
Yeah, neither could I.
He
So,
did the same
he did
thing.
his
He pissed
job.
me off. Just pissed me off. That's best. I remember watching the clip when he had who did he have on his whose face did he have on his tights? Was that
Jake
Jake
Snake's
Roberts'
wife.
wife.
that's who it
Yeah.
was? I was about to say, I knew it was either him, Macho Man, or freaking Warrior. But yeah, it was definitely. I was like, dude, this dude. I didn't like dudes that were like that. Like I didn't like
Oh, Jake.
I didn't
got
like
him.
yeah.
Oh, he got him back.
He did.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
He did.
it's
You know what I'm talking about.
oh yeah. Yep. But yeah. Brian H, what did you watch this week?
Well, you know, I'm actually, so I was looking at the Tales from the Territories.
Okay, yeah, that's the Rock show, right?
Yeah. So of course I was watching the World Class one and it gave me a different perspective than Dark Side of the Ring. So like right now I got on Ric Flair versus Kerry Von Erich. This is the night this is from 82 December. So this is the night the rivalry with the Freebirds was born. But of course I watched Kerry win the belt, you know, in honor of David a couple times this week. Just that whole vibe. But I'm also getting ready to head down my Royal Rumble rabbit hole because
it's the time.
Yeah, it's the time.
Right.
And next week on theringer.com will be the premiere debut of the Pro Wrestling Mixtape, which will be
nice.
matches that you should go back and watch while you're wrapping your gifts from this year. So just like 10 matches that I thought from this year from WWE that were good that you should go back and watch. And then the Royal Rumble mixtape will consider be World Championship or WWE Championship matches that you should go back and watch as you get ready for the Royal Rumble. So,
No, that's actually dope.
Yeah, shout out to the senior editor, Cal.
Oh yeah, that's definitely shout out to Kyle. That's my guy. He's good. I like him. I like him a lot. I like how he does everything, even you know, outside of you know, what you guys do. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, that's a good brother comment, you know.
Yeah.
Question for you. I know we talked about this extensively off the air. You know, it's one of those realm you know, before the show.
Was it
before the bell?
Before the bell.
Before the bell.
Dark match.
And yeah, exactly. and you know, we've been like I said, having these extensive conversations that are very thought-provoking. And you said that you watched Tales from the Territory and you got a different perspective versus what you saw from Dark Side of the Ring.
Mhm.
Could you just let me know, as well as everybody who's listening, what's the difference and the perspective that you got? Because if anybody knows me, and you guys know me, that I can't get in the Dark Side of the Ring because I can't do sad.
Yeah.
Like that's not my thing. I don't like that's not my cup of tea. But I'm curious to know, like, what was the difference between, because Tales from the Territory is kind of, I don't want to say, is it supposed to have kind of the same kind of like kind of
It's
tone, maybe not
nah.
as
Remember
tragic.
Legends of Wrestling when they would sit
Yes.
there at the panel? It's like that,
Okay.
but they do have some of the animations in there.
Got it.
And they laugh because it's very lighthearted.
Okay.
Especially you got Kevin Von Erich, you got Chavo Guerrero literally sitting there. Now, thing is, a lot of people don't realize this. There was a history between the Von Erichs and the Guerreros, and this is what Chavo told us the other day.
Yes. I
And
remember hearing stories about that. Yeah.
yeah, and he said that so he's sitting there like a kid though, because like Chavo and Eddie are uncle and nephew, even though they're like
Yep.
peers,
There you
but
go.
there's probably like a couple age difference because Eddie's brother was older. So they were
Because
like what you
Eddie was like the baby of his group.
yeah, and you know how you say brother cousins, they were like brother nephew.
Yeah.
And but Chavo was still young, you know what I mean? And so he's like it's like he's got a piece of paper and he's like taking notes while they're having these conversations. So it's very much so lighthearted. Of course they talk about some of the tragedies and the darkness, but it's more lighthearted than what you get from Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. I appreciate that. But like I said, man, you've been selling me on the Von X. I'm like 1 inch away. Like, you know what? I think I might have to
yeah, just
just
it's good for our
just get my
generation.
toe in.
Yeah, we gonna the best thing is because like it's a wrestling fan that put it together. Shout out to Sean Durkin. You won't find yourself too much criticizing it. It's a
Okay.
good movie that's about wrestling.
Good.
You know what I mean? Versus it's another wrestling movie. Like I like The Wrestler, but I like this better.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, and I think The Wrestler was kind of one of those first movies. I know it was way a little bit earlier than this one, but people were kind of like,
Mhm.
even if you're not a wrestling fan, you could say this is a good movie. The story
Yeah.
was enough for me to go,
Right.
okay, cool.
Right.
I can see how this is and it was a very, very real and somber movie. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
because we grew up knowing the glamorous side of it all, but it was a very real, because I didn't even realize it until, like I said, with The Wrestler came out, all the old timers were in love with Mickey Rourke all of a sudden. Like, oh, I want
Yeah.
one of the boys. And I was like, I didn't get it. But then Roddy Piper, God rest his soul, was like, man, you depicted as much as Hollywood would allow you to pick how rough his life is. And I remember one of the scenes, and I'm going to go off topic, but I remember one of the scenes in that movie is he was Randy the Ram Robinson was at a convention, at
Mhm.
an indie, or it was really a shindy,
Yeah.
situation. And they had all these old timers that had like VHS tapes, and it was outdated. But you see guys with
Mhm.
colostomy bags and amputations, and he just looking around in his room, and he's just like, and he was still working on weekends as old as he was, but he's just seen all these old timers just in rough shape, trying to do whatever they can to either have that moment or just try to make a few dollars. And I was just like, man, is this what they really go through? So
Yeah.
yeah, movies like that, I think I'm going to check out the Iron Claw. I've been hearing nothing but great things about it. But are you brothers ready to hear about what the realness has watched this week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's have
because
it.
I'm about to, Ryan H, I'm telling you, I'm about to go in. You guys ready?
Yes,
5 days
sir.
ago,
Yes, sir.
5 days ago, we had a Ring of Honor Final Battle 2023 of AEW's version of Ring of Honor, and I know we criticize AEW a lot because of its potential and what it can do, and it just kind of I guess Tony Khan's inexperience in running a wrestling organization. I guess I'll call it him learning on the job, man. There's a lot of hits, a lot of
Bingo.
misses.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
you know what
what
I
it
mean.
is.
That's the nicest way to put it. In all fairness, that's the fairest way to put it. He learned on the job. He's a guy that is a fan, but he's dedicated to, like you said, he's dedicated to the fight, and I respect that. But I'm going to say this right now: Ring of Honor Final Battle 2023 is one of the best pay-per-views of the year in all of professional wrestling. Oh my goodness, the card from top to bottom was probably one of the best Ring of Honor Final Battle pay-per-views that Ring of Honor's ever had. I mean, when you look at those matches, I mean, from start to finish, and even they even had the women main eventing, the women Ring of Honor Women's World Championship main eventing the show. It was Athena and
Billy Starks.
Billy
Billy
Starks,
Starks,
yes.
thank you.
And I couldn't believe what I was watching. I couldn't believe I enjoyed Ring of Honor Final Battle more than I enjoyed a lot of the AEW pay-per-views this year. Like as a whole,
Mm.
I watched that show and I was blown away. And I know that Ring of Honor catches a bad rap, but I want to say shout out to my good friend Tony Khan and say I respect the heck out of Tony Khan for him keeping that Ring of Honor brand alive. Is because the way he put this show together,
Mhm.
I'm so confused to say, yo, why did he make this one make sense, but he can't make everything else make sense? I watched that show and said, "Oh my goodness, this is what Ring of Honor is supposed to be about." Now, granted, the audience they have to go where AEW goes, and sometimes the audience isn't as familiar with it. But if this show was in a smaller venue where it kind of depends on top of the wrestlers itself, unbelievable card.
Mm.
My favorite match on the card, by all means, was Tony Nese versus All Ego Ethan Page. I quit match with Smart Mark Sterling. I'm trying to tell you guys, one of the best matches I've ever seen. One of the best matches I've seen this year. Tony
Mhm.
Nese and Ethan Page went out there and put on such a phenomenal wrestling match. If I've ever saw one, only thing this pay per view was missing was Roderick Strong. That's how good this pay per view really was. Had everything I was looking for. My even my guy Hook showed up after um the pure championship match, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. Now we set up a feud between Hook and Wheeler Yuta for that title. Come on, man, it's a no brainer. Um, the Ring of Honor Championship match with the what do you call it? The I forgot what they call it. They call it something. They call it something match with Eddie Kingston and Anthony Henry.
Okay.
Anthony Henry.
Grounds proving grounds match.
There you go. The proving ground match. Yes, Anthony Henry is coming. If I had a realness to watch list, I'm telling you, I watched that man. I remember him from years ago, and who he was in that match with Eddie Kingston was not the
Mhm.
man I saw 3-4 years ago.
Oh wow.
Unbelievable. I'm telling you, it if I know for a fact Triple H, William Regal, all those people are watching. I saw so much young talent, so much undiscovered talent. Um, the Gates of Agony, TMDK, that
Mhm.
6-man tag match
They
for
can't do no
the
wrong though. But let's be honest,
m-
they Gates can't do anything wrong.
Hmm.
unreal. I'm watching this like, bro, they had all the entertainment aspect of it, they had the action in it. Even like the AAA match between what's my guy's name? El Hijo del
King.
Vikingo and
Black
Black
Kingo?
Taurus. Yes, unreal.
Yeah.
To start the show,
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, you have got to be kidding me." They had Keith Lee versus Shane Taylor. This is first of
Mhm.
all, I watched these guys debut in Ring of Honor. They came out in black suits
Yeah.
and I watched Keith Lee clear that rope like he was Jeff Hardy. I'm like, who the heck are these
Yep.
big black dudes this agile?
Was it
Unreal.
better than their ROH? I mean, that AEW match.
Yes, 10 times, tenfold, tenfold. We got a new Ring of Honor television championship in Kyle Fletcher. That Brian Keith was added to the match. Dalton Castle and Moriarty, and Lee Johnson, and Commander. Unreal. I was like, yo, I felt like I was watching the shows that we used to go to. Of course, Wheeler Yuta and Tom Lawler, filthy Tom Lawler.
So
I couldn't believe what I was watching. And of course, Athena does what Athena always does. But
Mhm.
I'm standing right now.
Yep.
Even the 6-man tag match between FTR and Mark Briscoe versus the
Blackpool Combat
Blackpool
Club.
Combat Club, and then to have Mark Briscoe get the win on a Daniel Bryan doing the Jay Driller. I was like, man, I don't want to say I got emotional, but I just shook in my head like, man, I missed the fact that Jay Briscoe is not here with us anymore. Jamin has so much left to do. He had so much more left to do. And you can tell that was an emotional spot. But to see our good friend Chicken, Mark Briscoe still doing his thing, and then the chemistry he had with FTR. These are people that he went to war with in a dog collar match. And to have
Mhm.
them face off against Daniel Bryan is still insane. He needs to stop. Daniel Bryan is going to hurt himself, but that 6-man tag match, Cesaro is going to be Cesaro. Moxley is going to be Moxley, but I mean, I looked at this show and said, "This is no way in the world that this Ring of Honor show is this good, and this product has a chance." And I know a lot of people criticize. A lot of people say, "Let's leave Ring of Honor alone because that money." Because I know Eric Bischoff said he needs to go towards Dynamite or something else. But I say, man, I salute you, Tony Khan, for keeping this brand alive. And it's like for some reason, Ring of Honor has always been about the wrestling, and it's sprinkled in with the stories, and that's he's been able to do that. The only thing he hasn't been able to do so much, and it's not really his fault, is try to make an audience care about him. But when you're going to arenas, I mean,
Mhm.
even in his heyday, Ring of Honor never went to big arenas. They went to more pavilions and convention centers. You
Yeah.
know,
Smaller spaces so you can feel the energy.
if Ring of Honor had a space like NXT did every week, it will probably be one of my favorite brands to watch. But I'm telling you, that Tony Nese match and all Ego Ethan Page match, I was blown away by. It's one of my favorite matches to this day. I was like, yo, they really went out there and put all Ego Ethan Page has got himself in much better shape physically. You can tell he's leaned up. I said, man, these guys are going out here putting on a show, and I couldn't wait to get on here to talk about it. And I was like, bro, we give AW a lot of flack, and then sometimes it's just. But this show right here, I'm telling you, Final Battle
Yeah.
2023, one of the best shows I've seen this year. So that's what the heck I watched this
Hit
year,
the
and I
horns.
couldn't. And I was like, man, I know we're not at the part where we're discussing about what we're looking forward to in 2024. But after I just watched that match between FTR and Mark Briscoe and the Blackpool Combat Club, man, I was like, man, it made me that much happy to know that we are getting these right here. These
Woo!
Briscoes are finally getting their action figures from Jazz
Oh
Ware's
my
Vault.
gosh.
It's a new thing they have where they like these won't necessarily go to retail stores, but because the demand is there, they'll be sold online with Jazz Ware's Vault. So some more obscure action figures and stuff like that, they have a new platform where you can buy these things online where they don't have to take a risk. And I was like, man, look, man, Jay Briscoe didn't get a chance to do everything he had set to do. But as soon as I get these in my possession, trust me, Jay Briscoe's he's gonna live on for a long time. And I'm gonna right a lot of wrongs that he didn't have an opportunity to have. And albeit with action figures, but this is gonna be a special pack. And one of the things I'm looking forward to, this is supposed to drop in 2024. But yeah, man, I felt like I was watching the Ring of Honor that we kind of experienced, man. So I couldn't believe it. So yeah, that's Jazz West does a really good job.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
I did, man. I had to get off my chest, so
No,
we can
just
we can
wish
move
they
on.
had- It's just at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it's like Impact. I just wish it was on like a station that was easily accessible,
Mhm.
because it deserves the TV time. So
Yeah.
hopefully one
So
day.
I mean, and that's kind of what today's show is about. So I pretty much talked about early on, and I guess we'll use that as a segue to kick it up. I talked about what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for Tony Khan keeping Ring of Honor alive, and and I'm so thankful, Brandon. We have to have a conversation about how much it's going to cost because I need to get that new Ring of Honor what do you call it, the new television championship. I definitely need to get that. Did you switch the belt out? You switched the belt out. He thought I was
What
gonna
you
notice
talking about?
because the underneath that Ring of Honor, no, the Ring of Honor tag title had another Ring of Honor tag title. He switched it out. That's the pure title right there. Is that the new one or is that the old one? That's the new one. That's the new one. Is that the new one? That's when
I
they
think you
brought back.
tripping,
Okay.
brother.
Nah, I'm not tripping. That wasn't there before, bro. That tag title was under it. He moved it. He moved it. As soon as I was talking about it, he moved it. See, he thinks I'm not paying attention. But yes,
Yes,
we need
Dylan,
to.
yes.
I need you to recommend a belt guy that can make that exact replica of the new Ring of Honor TV championship. Like that's how much I'm buying into Ring of Honor. So I'm thankful for Tony Khan for keeping Ring of Honor alive, despite it may not get what people think, and despite him adding a new championship. He has a women's TV championship. I get it. Once again, it's like it doesn't make sense to add another championship to Ring of Honor, AEW's roster, but at the same time, this man is trying to support women's wrestling. He's trying to give them an opportunity, a reason to, do stuff, whether he's doing it right or not. I mean, if there's a positive takeaway from adding another championship, I guess, even though the women's,
nice.
it's not, but like, I feel like his heart is in the right place.
Yeah.
I feel like his heart is in the right place. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Very optimistic there, brother.
There you go. What's the holiday season? This is what we're here to do. What are you guys thankful for in 2023? What are your some of the moments that have happened in 2023 that WWE has given us, that pro wrestling has given us, that we are thankful for so far this year as we kind of round things up and head into 2024 in less than a month?
I can tell you what I'm not
Well,
thankful for.
What's that, brother Hugh?
Daggone WWE released my man. I'm still pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry, buddy.
wait,
Golly.
hold up. In 14 minutes,
Mhm.
he is a free agent.
That's true. 90
That
days
is
are up.
true.
He's already got his first booking. He's in. Where's he headed? He said it to where? Puerto Rico? No,
Yeah, it's
Puerto Rico,
somewhere
yep.
for
Puerto
MCW.
I think so.
'Cause-
Yeah.
And then he's coming to MCW.
Good luck with that.
That's all right. I'm gonna find my way to
I
MCW.
just
I'm gonna be right there.
I just hope
How
he
you
has-
doing, Mr.
I hope
Zitter?
he's like. Are you prepared for the Nick Nemeth era, brother Hugh? This might be a different speed for you, man. It's
Oh,
like
yes.
he's been Dolph Ziggler your whole
That's-
career.
hey,
So
That's okay. That's my guy.
He gonna be calling him Zigzag. He gonna be like, "Hey
What?
Zigzag, how are you?"
call him Nicky
Big
Zigzag. That's
Ziggler.
what I want his name to be.
Nicky
Nicky
Zig.
Nicky
Nicky
Zigzag, but Nicky Zigzag. But yeah, that was rough. Here's what I'm nervous about for the Nick Nemeth era. He hasn't always been the most motivated guy,
Mhm.
right? And and I never looked at it this way until Booker T said it. In all objectiveness, Booker T said he's the kind of guy that I think he just settled.
Mhm.
And he was like, he's been around and he just did nothing to change. He just stayed the same. And usually what
Mhm.
happens is when a character gets kind of slowed down, or they kind of reinvent themselves in some way, shape, or form. New look, new outfit, new music, something to kind of say,
Yeah.
let me revamp my character. We look at the Undertaker. Undertaker's been 15 different versions of himself, but he's always been the Undertaker. And I'm like, man, if you
Right.
look at all the major players, even Triple H, you know what era you're looking at with Triple H when you see him on TV. You can tell by his
Mhm.
mustache, his hair, his demeanor.
Right.
Chris Jericho's another one.
Right.
I'm like, dang it. Did Dolph Ziggler
Mhm.
settle? Did he not push the envelope? Was he too comfortable? I'm nervous about him doing that on the indies. Like, he's going to be a big star. He's going to make his money, but is he just going to just keep riding the wave because he's Dolph Ziggler? But that doesn't last long. Look at the Hardys. Jeff Hardy left. It was a big deal, and then he got busted, and then he's not. Jeff Hardy's lucky to get TV time anymore. Like,
Mhm.
what are you thinking, brother?
That's true. I'm hoping this is motivation for him.
Okay.
Just be a big star than he was in WWE. See, in WWE, the story is that he wasn't liked by Vince at the time. So
Sure.
like I can see he was a great worker though, and people wanted to see him. So I can see
Yeah.
him kind of like settling into that role where all right, I'm that guy that's gonna go out and just give you good matches no matter what. Put some guys over, whatever. I'm getting paid. That's what I'm supposed to do. Especially if I'm that great, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get this push.
Right.
So why not make money? He was great at doing that. But yeah, I'm just.
And it's not like you
motivation
didn't
for
have a push before, though. You know what I mean?
True. That is true.
So.
But like I said, the rumors were he wasn't liked backstage. I mean, his look and whatnot. He wasn't he wasn't liked. So just settle. Why not?
Mm.
Get the money. Keep it pushing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Brian H, brother Brandon, what are you guys thankful for? What are some of your most thankful moments in pro wrestling in 2023?
You really want to know?
I'm curious.
WrestleMania 39, the
Talk
main
about
event. Roman Reigns retaining. To sit
Nope,
there and
nope,
turn
yeah,
around.
Nope. I'm about to cut the camera off. See, I was with you when you said that. Let's get into this because I let's just give people because we've had this conversation 10 million times since the time happened, and we will not agree on it. And I had to eat crow because I was like, dang it makes sense. I think it's much better this way anyway. But of course, us wrestling fans, we want everything now, right?
Cody did something no other wrestler has done.
Talk about it.
He's
I'm
lost
sorry.
in the
Can
main
we
event of
can we
WrestleMania.
address this comment real quick? I'm sorry. My bad.
All right, it's a
Yeah,
Dolph
I
Ziggler
just want to
comment.
throw that up there
That's
real quick.
me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my bad. Just
We
a
can
couple
look
seconds.
at it.
You good?
But
You good? You go ahead.
For the
Talk.
audio
Okay,
people,
talk.
for the people that's listening on that audio apps without no video, Dylan Matthews said the greatest NXT champion of all time is Dolph MF and Ziggler.
He had a good run. I don't know about
And
the
Brother
greatest.
Hugh had a Ziggler-gasm. Moving on.
That's what we're calling it. Got it.
That's exactly what we're talking. Okay, I have nothing for that. Go ahead, you good?
So, but the thing is, what Cody Rhodes was able to do
Mhm.
is stay relevant. Most of the time, you lose
True.
that main event, you gotta get knocked down, build yourself back up, or you gotta make a character change, right?
True. Mhm.
Like Shinsuke
Right.
Nakamura
Yeah.
started a new story, but he's never able to get over the hump.
That's Vince's fault. Chump.
Now Shawn Michaels had a character change.
True.
He went from being, who he was, the sexy boy, to the beginning of the clique.
Yep.
So, with Cody, he had to go through the story. He had to, go face some adversity, and it helped that you had Brock Lesnar there taking him out, and now he had to get over that hump. And then he's got
Reverse Goliath.
and now he's got a different type of Shinsuke and some other feuds. So overall, Roman winning. It was a great night. It's a beautiful night, nice hot night in sunny California. Actually, it wasn't that hot. It was kind of cool. I was disappointed in the weather in LA, to be honest with you.
You mentioned that. I was disappointed that you was disappointed when you told me.
Yeah, because it was you on the East Coast. It's cold, and you just
Right.
hear about that sunny California weather. You
Sunny
just
side of
waiting,
California.
and not one day. I think maybe one day it was like hot, but not even. It never got past 85, so that was disappointing.
Got it.
But yeah, that's what I'm thankful for. That WrestleMania moment. And like I said, watching people leave, you because it was so divided. You seeing people throwing their ones up, you seeing people saying
Bro.
F Roman. It was great.
I was blown, man. Yeah, everybody knows that everybody knows about the deleted live video.
I saw it live. I saw it live.
I went live to
That
celebrate.
was one of the greatest moments in history
I went live
because
with
I
the
was
intention-
feeling his pain with him.
I went live with
But
the
I was
intention of
like-
celebrating him. Cody finally, we're gonna start this. He's finished the story. Like, here we go. Let's start the Cody Rhodes. And he lost. And I didn't realize that the camera was still like rolling. And I was live, and like I looked up and I was like, oh, this is a bull. And I had to cut the camera off. And Brandon immediately like, bro, what happened to the video? I said, what do you mean happened to the video? I cut it. He's like, oh no, I was there. I saw it live. He said, you should have saw your reaction. I'm like, and I was pissed. I didn't want to watch wrestling for like 5 minutes. I said, wrestling is dumb. I said, I don't know why I even watch this stuff anymore. Like I had a mid wrestling life crisis. I was cool and like
You
the
almost
next
went into
day,
coma.
bro. I'm telling you, I was livid. I was like, nah, this is dumb. I got my kid running around. He throwing ones up. And mind you, I'm smarter than him. That's what I'm telling myself, right? I'm like, it's no way in the world Cody's losing. So I'm like, all right, you gonna be mad. I'm talking trash. I'm telling him he almost on the verge of tears. He ready to fight me and everything. Like because I'm telling like, yeah, come on, there's no way to work Cody. So I can talk trash. When I lost, oh my gosh, he let me have it. I was embarrassed. It was disastrous. I was like, oh, this is dumb. I turned it off. I didn't want to see no posts, no media scrum, nothing. I turned it back on because I wanted to see Brian H. I wanted to see if Brian H. was going to get his question asked. But I was like, bro, this is dumb. I can't get through this.
They only had one camera in there night 2. Night 1 they had, I think, 2 cameras. Night 1 they had just no, they had 2. It was the other way around. But I was sitting in there and I was just like, it's just funny, like watching Roman come in there. It's like, and you see it now becoming TikTok. It's like, yeah,
Sure.
and what?
Yeah, I was blown. Like that, I was like, bro, how are we gonna finish the goddamn story? But the way it unfolded, Cody Rhodes did it out of respect. He said, well, look, if Kevin Owens couldn't beat these guys, and he listed everybody that had lost to Roman, he's like, well, what makes you think I will beat him? And I was like, okay, I respected Dusty's child. That's Dusty's child talking. He's like, I gotta clearly me coming off this AEW run and just winning is gonna make it seem like where I was at was superior, and we can't have that because I'm a team player. And I was like, you know what, I respect. And then, like you said, he's gone on his hero's quest. Old literary themes come to life in professional wrestling. But
now I just need Big Dwayne to come back to interrupt the story and book Atlanta for next year.
See, I don't see now. I don't know what to believe in this Triple H era because I think he's free, but who knows?
Yeah.
Brother Brandon, what are you most thankful for in pro wrestling in 2020? What is your favorite moment up to this point?
It kept changing all year, and I was
okay. That's fair.
with this. It just kept feeling like because each moment kept I don't want to say superseding, but
Yeah, he
you
kept
know,
buying new belts.
Yeah, basically. That was it.
Just,
Well,
just unwrapping,
no.
just
How many belts
unwrapping
you buy
happiness,
this
huh?
year?
say it again.
How many belts you get this year?
You heard the question.
Right.
So when Impact announced they were going back to their TNA roots, and now I'm seeing that they are. So when Brian, you made a comment earlier about the territory stuff.
He
I was
tried to
talking to
skip over the
Dennis King.
question. He tried
No,
to
I was
skip over
talking to
the
Dennis
question.
King, and he made a really good point. He said, you know, we all love WWE right now, and AEW is too, but it's a distance too. I said, but TNA is number 3, and it's it's closer to 2 than AEW is to 1. And he was like, dang, that's a good comparison.
Yeah,
And I
that's a
think
very
with
good
this
point.
new deal with TNA, that's going to be
Maybe
that
a couple
competition.
dollars.
Tony might want
Yeah.
to, you might not want to sleep on them. And Dylan even made a good comment. He said, Rampage needs to become ROH.
I don't see
Because
why they just don't do that, bro.
it just makes more sense. But I'm just saying,
Makes
like,
sense.
that was the
It does make sense.
most recent moment. But
Mhm.
I'm happy that the world is starting to enjoy wrestling because we as American
wrestling, bro.
fans
Yeah.
have been spoiled, and now watching it in a different, like, I'm just gonna say Backlash. Watching Backlash made me say, you know, Triple H was doing good with these B-level PLEs, but now it's like I don't even want to classify A or B, or you know, you always gonna have a big 4, but I'm like, I just want to see a PLE because
Sure.
now even at this point, NXT PLEs are like, all right, what's the next one? I gotta watch it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
shakeup helped. And of course, the introduction to the World Heavyweight Championship, even though people call it the World Heavyweight Consolation Prize, I still
No.
call it a tribute belt because I honestly think it's a tribute. And I love the fact that it has,
Excellent tribute.
yeah, I just love that it has elements of everything that's come before it.
And we'll love when
So,
he open his.
Yeah, no doubt.
why do y'all think I have that? If I had that, I would be
I'm just
unboxing
saying.
it right
All I
now.
know is Brian H. All I know is Brian H. He said he had 5 belts and he only went up 2, and he just
Yep.
mentioned it. So if anybody knows Brother Brad, his cryptic talking, like,
And
well,
you love belts too much. You love the business. We don't trust you.
and this
But
is
I'm
probably
telling you, honestly, God, this is not a
don't
workhorse
trust
shoot.
anybody that's in the business.
I do not have the World Heavyweight Championship. I really
In
don't.
your possession.
That's a lot.
No, I
See,
don't.
that's thank you,
I
Brian.
haven't even
That's the
ordered it.
slickness.
No,
That's the
I'm
slickness.
saying I haven't ordered it. I haven't. Listen, I'm telling you, I have. If
No,
I
you
get
having
that
somebody
belt, I
order
will.
it for you.
No, listen. All I said for Christmas, all I want for Christmas is Lowe's gift card because I need
I was
about
gonna say
2
Lowe's
free
gift
doors.
card.
That's it. That's all I want is a Lowe's. So I didn't even say about no belts. I didn't say anything this year. Now last year I told him just give me money towards the belt. That's a different story because you know everybody has a story. But this year I just said nope. I'm not. I'm just going to be calm,
Yes, it does.
collective. I still got to unbox 2 more belts to show everybody. So we shall see.
No, it's 3 more belts because you said you had 5. Don't do that. You only unboxed 2. You see the slickness. He tried to say, "Oh, I only have 2 more." No, there's 3. You said you had 5. You only unboxed 2. That means there's 3 left. Cut the malarkey. That's right. That's right. Silence.
Did I not say? Did I?
No,
Never mind.
you said.
Okay.
He said unbox 2 more.
Yeah, I got
He
2
said
more to
unbox.
unbox.
No, you have 3 more to unbox. You have 5 belts.
Yeah.
Where's it at? No, where's the 3rd belt? Who's the 3rd belt?
So that's all. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Anyway, the World Heavyweight Championship, bringing that back, one of my favorite moments. That was
Yes.
2023, wasn't it? Very
That
special.
was early this year. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
that was early this year.
yeah, you got to double check. I remember that was I didn't know how I felt about the belt, but I think to me it's going to be one of the most bought new replicas out there right now. It's people are getting theirs in the mail.
I feel like
I'm
we
sure
see that
Brother-
more than we see the Undisputed Championship.
Well, that shout out to go ahead. Yeah,
and I
because
think because the women's title too, with that white strap, it has so much more detail. And I'm glad that we have that contrast now because you got the network logo, which I don't know if that was good or bad for business. Check out the season 2 of Championship Culture. We might be talking about that. Cheap plug. But I will say this: it's a different contrast, which I think we needed in WWE. Because when you have belts that all look the same, it's kind of like what Brian won versus Dwayne.
What strat do I like the more today? Should I go
Right.
red? Should I go blue? Like it's the Matrix choosing pills. You take the red
Right.
pill.
Or if you want to choose, do I carry my tag belt or do I carry my red version of the Brian H. Waters belt? or do I carry the He version? I'm just saying.
Man, every belt has a story. Is that on one of your belts back there? No, not yet. Okay. Anyway, no, it's okay. I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense. But the World Heavyweight Champ. No, it's okay. The World Heavyweight Championship.
That might not
We
be one
love
of
it.
your titles for your show because you
Yeah,
still haven't told us about your 5
it
shows.
may, it may not. I had to change a few because of the last discussion we had. We kind of overlapped a little bit. But
Okay.
Hey, Dylan.
it's been
Kelly put his tweet on her IG story, and he got a reply from Peyton Royce.
Oh, hey, all right. See, there we go. Things are looking up already, brother.
Does she live down there? Oh, is it true, Dylan? Is it true that they won't ship to y'all anymore because now they come in long boxes now? Because WWE changed their packaging. Yeah, somebody said that they don't ship to certain places anymore because they changed the packaging for the good. It used to be in a small square box, your belt be all wrapped up.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now they come already in.
Oh, that's not good. Not when you live in Baltimore City.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Because everybody gonna know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's like stands out. But a lot has happened in 2023, and as we move into 2024, there's a question that Brother Brandon has kind of brought to the table. We discussed it probably sometime yesterday, and I've heard Brian H talk about this a lot. And the first time I've heard about this concept was when Brian H first went to WrestleMania, his first WrestleMania, and never in a million years did I ever think I would ever hear anybody on the level or the caliber of wrestling fan of Brian H. Waters that I'll ever hear him say he had what they call in the business a wrestling hangover. And I said, wait a minute, you have a waiter, bro. I'm burnt. I've done so much wrestling. I need at least a day and a half. I was like, yo, what? We don't do no day and a half. It's wrestling all day, every day. He's like, nah, brother, you don't get it. This is a different level. And I was like, this is fascinating. I've never experienced it. But he hit the pavement pretty hard. Brother Hugh, you were with him for that WrestleMania. So I was like, man, it's
story on Patreon.
Yes, the real story behind that is at patreon.com. Just
shout
pay
out
the
to
one.
Matt. He just subscribed. He paid the $5 too.
Oh, you paid the $5. You're a real one, Matt. Trust me. Now you can go listen to that story. There's the question turns into what is too much? How much is too much? Like at what point as wrestling fans do we get overwhelmed? When is it to the point where we have too much talent? We got Cody, we got Roman, we got CM Punk, we got Randy Orton, we got all these, we got Drew, we got all these big dogs. It's like, man, it seems like it's everybody's all there, and it's usually as fans we enjoy it, but it's like, man, do you have enough space? What if Brock decides he wants to come back for a weekend or so? Or like how much is too much talent? What if you have one show, you have 2 shows, you have 3 shows? What's the length of the show? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Or in situations like AEW, what happens when you have too many belts? You just keep adding championships. Does it have a limit? Does it make it important? Where do we draw the line as wrestling fans to what overwhelms us? When do we start asking these questions like, man, it's a year and a lot happens in a year, especially the wrestling year. And I know sometimes we have holiday hangovers, you hustle and bustle and the stress of the holidays. And, you say this is too much. Sometimes I want to just relax, decompress, and, hit the reset button. Is the wrong word. Where do we draw that line as wrestling fans? When it's too much? Is that a such thing even in a full year? Like, what do you got there, Brother Brand? This is something that you've kind of proposed this question. So I feel like you have more thoughts on it than the average. But this is why the Wrestling Wrealm is the Wrestling Wrealm. We take things to a different level. This is superior wrestling intellect. It's a thought-provoking conversation. When is too much too much?
And I think competition is healthy, but when you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's you have to pick a battle. And I Sundays, feel like this because, Sundays are usually PLEs.
AEW do pay-per-views on Sundays, or everybody on Saturdays now?
Sometimes I think the next one is on Saturday, the 30th, right?
Okay, so everybody.
Or is that a live special? Is that a special?
I can't keep up.
But that's the whole point. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, sure.
And when you think about, I got 3 hours on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, roughly 2 hours on Wednesday. If I watch TNA or if I watch New Japan, that could be anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. And then on
Yeah.
Friday, you got 3 hours because you got SmackDown and Rampage. Then Saturday, if it's a PLE, I'm locked in for minimum of 4, but also AEW at the same time. And I find myself picking and choosing battles because it's not like a regular show where you're going to get an hour that's like, if you know that there's a show every day. So, like, growing up, we knew running home to watch Power Rangers, we're going to get that half an hour every day.
Sure. 4 o'clock.
Whether it's a cliffhanger or what it may be, you're like, okay. Or, like, that Thursday night lineup where you had Living Single, The Simpsons, and Martin. That was your night to watch those shows. And then, like, it turned to Sunday. That was your block. So, like, we had our WWE block, but now I feel like it's all cumbersome of just wrestling. It's so much that it's like, when do you say, well, how many times am I going to see a Canadian Destroyer tonight? How many times are we going to see a Super King? It's starting to get redundant to the point that you're like, is this too much? And is that a bad thing? Because competition can be good, but I can control how I funnel it. But tonight, I didn't watch any wrestling because I was at a meeting and trying to get home. And I don't miss it. But on a Friday, do I go back? If I miss SmackDown, do I just wait for Saturday and watch Wrestle Talk and see the highlights? Or do I go back and watch the full episode or wait till you tell me, oh, you got to go watch this match? And then I'm going to go watch the whole thing. So I think that, especially with network talks and all this stuff, something's going to change. And I think it's going to change and shift our mindset a little. And I'm just saying shifting because if SmackDown was the USA, how do we know USA going to say, no, I still want my 3 hours? And now we have a 3-hour SmackDown. How do we know if Raw doesn't go to a different network, whether it be TNT or TBS, they say, no, we only want 2 hours because they know it's going to be too much at one time. Or NXT goes to CW and they only want an hour block of time. Or they want 2 shows at an hour at a time. Because remember with ROH, when they used to become on 45, we didn't feel like we had enough of that hour. We wanted more. It was like, oh, then we got to wait till next week. But now you have so much. You're like, but I want to go watch this classic match. Oh, I'll skip that. And when I say too much, and this is from the belt guy, too many belts. It feel like participation trophies.
Brandon, did you hear what you just said?
Too many belts.
He said, "Whoa."
It's participation trophies. Like when it's to the point that I forgot which pay-per-view it was, but it was the ROH, I think Pure Champion, World Champion were in a tag match with like somebody else from it was a different. I'm gonna have to go back and look which one. I was like, why is there so many people in this match with different belts? Everybody has a belt. It was
trying to get TV time in.
Yeah, I was like, but it was like the I think it was I'm gonna have to go look it up. Right? Remember that it was an AEW pay-per-view where everybody, it was like one singles match, but it was something like I think Will Yuta and Claudio were fighting somebody and they had belts too. Or was it who did Will Yuta take it back off of? Shibata. It was like everybody had a title in this match. I was like, but nobody's fighting for their title.
Yeah, see, I don't remember the paper
because at one of it was
Shibata.
But you see what I mean? It was too much. Yeah. But if I say, hey, 2000, tell me about a title match that you remember, you'll probably be able to ramble off like 5 or 10 of them. And be like, oh yeah, I remember this, I remember that. Or if I could say, I could do a belt association and say, hey, tell me about this belt. And you'll probably be able to tell me 5 matches. If I say to realness, tell me about this belt right here. You know, this one right here. Give me 5 matches in the last year. You'll probably be like, sure. You know what I'm saying? Because
Wheeler, Yuta, and insert anybody.
Exactly. That's the whole point. It's like there's nothing memorable. It's more of like, you know, as good as him and Daniel Garcia had an exchange for it, we're not going to remember it because it was on AEW where it was overshadowed by everything else.
Flash in the pan, yeah.
Chris Jericho was the Ocho champion, but nobody cared because we didn't want that. But it was just hold the belt to give you an accolade, give it back to Claudio. You know what I mean? So it was like,
oh yeah.
You know, so
Brandon,
I'm just saying it's too much.
Brandon, do you agree with Brother Brandon? Because he's what I'm hearing is he's more of a quality over quantity kind of guy, and we've noticed Triple H kind of take that approach with the in your house, as I call them, in your house pay-per-views, where it made to be 5 matches, and sure you could load those matches up with all your talent to make sure they get a payday, but it's like sometimes those 5 matches have a little bit more meaning to where those stories head to next, for bigger shows. Do you agree with Brother Brandon? Where
That
there's a such thing as too much?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Because a championship is something that's supposed to kind of feel exclusive.
Yeah,
It's
true.
like
Yeah.
even when I think back to like the video game era and WWF Attitude, you
Yeah.
you started off on Shotgun Saturday Night, and then the first title you could challenge for, I think, was like the tag team titles and or the European title, and you worked your way up. But if you got all these belts, then it's like, bro, what's the point? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it does become a prop. Okay, it's cool when you in the airport taking around telling somebody I'm a champion
Sure.
if you want to be that type of mark. But if you don't, then after a while, like the boys would say and the girls would say, man, that's just something extra I got to carry in my bag.
Yeah.
And that's what it seems like.
No, that's when you put it that way, it does make sense. Like I said, there is a such thing as professional wrestling hangover. And hopefully you won't let the holidays stress you out and be too hungover. But don't let the wrestling keep you hungover too. Sometimes it's okay to take a break. And I think that's what happens. Wrestling fans consume so much wrestling, they become kind of set in their ways and they become disgruntled with what they begin to watch after a while, is because they're like, sometimes it doesn't seem special because you're just jumping and you're really not really appreciating the products that you're supposed to be enjoying for whatever reason. But
Mhm.
it's actually a good way of putting it though. But we got to move on to our one of our favorite segments of our show. Good for business, bad for business. We're gonna talk a little bit of recent wrestling that happened. Um, so AJ Styles returns to SmackDown. He makes his first of all, he's 46 years old, looking jacked, look better than he did. I don't know he looks better at 46 than Ric Flair did. Um, him and Randy Orton look amazing. They look like $1 million. Comes out and he joins LA Knight in the ring, fight against the Bloodline. We have some issues. Long story short, when it's all said and done, AJ Styles attacks LA Knight, walks out the ring, looks at Solo, looks at Roman. They look confused. Bloodline looks confused. Jimmy Uso looks confused. Paul Heyman looks confused. AJ Styles just gives him a look and kind of walks out, and that's how the show goes off. And we're like, okay, well, this close to the Rumble, and I know we're at the place where we're settled. What's everybody going to do now? LA Knight got the rub. He got a chance to be in a main event with Roman, which is almost like winning the title. The fact that he even got the match in the first place, they put him in that space. And now we're like, okay, cool. We Brandon, I believe you said it earlier, like, one of the things that Cody did was when you lose, you got to learn how to keep yourself relevant when you lose and kind of reinvent, like, where does your story go now? And this is kind of one of those stories. So good for business, bad for business. AJ Styles attacks LA Knight. Is this what we need right now? AJ Styles, LA Knight going into the Royal Rumble. Good for business, bad for business. Gentlemen,
I
what say
actually like
you?
it. I actually like
Talk
it.
to you people, brother Hugh.
I like it because it's something new. First of all, for AJ Styles, he needed a heel change. We saw signs of that before he left and got injured. But LA Knight also, he just needed something different too, because he was pretty much done with the bloodline and we really had nobody lined up for him. So to have AJ Styles come in once again, a great return. It's a surprise attack. Surprised the heck out of us. We thought AJ was just gonna come in and fight the bloodline off, I took him out. But for him to turn around and sneak
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I'm with you, brother.
LA, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. They both needed
Yeah.
something new. Just to get them through to WrestleMania. I think it's gonna be a great feud. We're gonna get a good match. We always get good matches out of AJ, and LA Knight is just hot right now. So I think it's great for business.
It's a good way of putting it. Brother Brandon, what say you? Good for business, bad for business. AJ Styles attacks LA Knight.
We're the Good Brothers.
I don't know, but I'm
Exactly.
getting pissed off though. I'm gonna say that right
Like,
now.
and not being funny, like I feel like AJ, we know AJ can stand on his own, and I think him and LA Knight will have a good. I hate the word filler program, but it will be a good program for them to have. So I think it's going to be good for business. But it's bad when AJ was last seen. He was telling him he's going to go out there and do it himself. Meechin had the match with Zelina Vega against, the Kabuki
Yeah,
Warriors.
it seems
So
like she's kind of doing her own thing again.
yeah, she would also. But we're the Good Brothers. We got all these tag teams, and I hope they don't get lost in the shuffle. But I think it's going to be good because AJ could help where LA Knight might be missing, and still keep him in
Talk
that
about it.
space, and keep him in that space that he'll still be getting cheered because that's another thing that I said. I've never seen this many stars at one time in WWE where anybody can be inserted at any time in any position. And LA Knight is one of those people. AJ is one of those people. Anytime you can click the switch and AJ is in the main event and
Facts.
you care about that main event. LA Knight is at that same. So why not this be a marquee match? And this might be a way to keep him out of the Rumble so that way we don't get on the LA Knight bandwagon going into WrestleMania.
Sure.
It might be a way to distract him a little bit. I just hope they don't bring Karrion Kross into the mix.
Yeah, he snapped his losing streak. He got to win at a house show. That's my guy, but goodness gracious, he's got a long way to go in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God Triple H loves him, because if not, he probably would have got cut again. Brian H.
That's why.
Man, good for business, bad for business. AJ Styles, LA Knight. Talk to your people.
I'm mid on this one.
Okay, let's talk. This is why I like the difference in opinions. Talk to why are you mid on this particular?
Because I'm supposed to like it. I'm supposed to like it for every reason Brother Hugh and Brother Brandon said.
Mm-hmm.
But LA Knight has fallen back into the guy that I was questioning. Why was he so hot in June? I feel like after the feud, you know what? I think it was because I always felt the feud was too early with Roman. I felt he didn't catch enough heat. He was popular and the shirts were everywhere, but I feel like there was a step skipped. Everybody don't need to become US or Intercontinental Champion, but sometimes you do. And I felt it would have been better for him to do that and then later on go after Roman as opposed to
this could be a next year conversation, right?
Huh?
Like he could be the next year's conversation.
Yeah, it's like you don't put him in the match and say, okay, we're gonna put him here and we're gonna get him used to being in the main event. Because that's not what you do with Roman. You do that with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, because of the fact it's because of the title, the style of title run that Roman is having. It's where he beats people that essentially have already been there and he's establishing his legacy. Seth Rollins is the one that he takes you to the limit. He Ric Flairs you. He takes you to the limit. Now, Roman has done that in the past, but in this stage, in this inning of this bloodline chapter, we're not there no more. So I really feel like this hurt him. So the reason why I said is I'm mid on this. It's hard to really say bad for business, but I don't think it's necessarily great. What I'm gonna say is LA Knight is kind of got to reprove himself because with all these people coming back, we're not that music, and that happens. People do cheer, but
they turn on you quick.
They will turn on you quick. And CM Punk, goodness knows if Cody Rhodes comes over, now he's just gonna keep getting pushed down. Now I think the best part is if AJ Styles looks like he's gonna play the heel role, that's what helps. But what this needs to feel so personal. Otherwise, why is he doing this? Like they need to bring up some dirty secrets from TNA personal. Because it's like, why did he even beat him up?
Right, like why would he attack him and then he looked at Roman and walked away?
Well, you think maybe AJ thinks maybe he's a distraction? Like, bro, you in here glory hounding trying to crack that Roman, but I'm like, nah, I got first crack at him. So you need to get to the back of the line.
But I don't even know if I would. I understand that part, but I think for me to care and for me to feel like this will feel next level, I needed to be, I needed to be Logan Paul, Ricochet type personal. Like Ricochet kept Logan Paul kept bringing Samantha Irvin to
Yeah,
this.
he definitely got a quick one. He got a couple of quick ones in there. Quick, like that feud didn't take long to build up. Like as far as gaining heat to make it, like you wanted to see Logan Paul lose because everybody loved Ricochet.
Yeah.
My question is, what if this is, and then we can move on. When you finish, Brian H. But my question is, what if this is not meant to go that far? What if this is just another filler? Like, let's just give these, this is just like Rock Mankind prepared Rock and Austin and a prepared Mankind Undertaker. Like, like in that type sense. Like, this is just here to kind of, let's stay relevant, get things going. But this is not meant to be long term. Does that change how you view it? Do you feel like at that point you still need this big payoff, or
if I get a 5-star match?
Come on now, it's LA Knight. I mean,
bingo. That's the thing. Like I need to care. If you're not gonna make me care about the feud, I want to care about the wrestling.
But see, I don't think a heel AJ. Now that I think about it, a heel AJ wrestles a different style. Is
Much
that
more
going to be
aggressive.
enough for LA? Is that going to be enough for LA Knight? Because the mic skills we know are going to be there. You give AJ Styles a mic in any situation, he can hang with anybody. He's going to get over. You know what I mean? The video package is going to sell itself. Whatever narrative. And the thing I appreciate about the Triple H does now, we don't have the Vince McMahon heel turns where, oh, I come down to the ring, oh, I clock this person, now I'm a heel.
There you go.
Like, look at Drew McIntyre. It makes sense. He's fully not a heel. He's hitting some points that you're like, oh, wait a minute. I don't feel sorry for the guy, but I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'd probably be mad too.
Yeah, like, okay. But we see a little edgier, a little grittier. It's not like a complete boomy come out here and say, you people never cared about me, you stupid people in this insert
like
the whole town that we're in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's not that type of thing. Or like,
Rock, Owen Hart,
the just as bad as the Ravens suck, to get the Baltimore crowd to be like, oh, boo. It's not that type of energy anymore. I'm just interested to see why, if we didn't, I said it once before, I think certain people are kept away from Roman for a reason.
Yep.
Sure.
And AJ is one of those people, like Bobby Lashley is one of those people, because they know in a panic frenzy who can go out there and do something. You know what I mean? Not to say, and I think Brian said it best, put them in a bubble. You said it about Cody Seth and CM Punk. Just keep what you say, put them in a bubble and keep them safe until Mania or something.
Yeah.
How did you say it? Like, I feel like when it comes to Roman, don't let him near nobody. It's too much flu, too much COVID. Sit at home until we ready to come get you for the night to a WrestleMania main event, whoever that's going to be. So I think they keep an AJ, Bobby Lashley, and certain other wrestlers away from him on purpose because if need be, it'll still be that.
Line him up for Roman after in France for Backlash.
Nah, here you go. That stuff, man. He needs to lose.
No, he got to be Hogan now. He's got to be Hogan.
No, that's that. When I saw that, I said no.
I said, "Yep, here they go."
I looked at Hulk Hogan getting baptized.
I did see that today. I wanted to crack a joke. I said, "Look, man, he even had a white bandana to go with his all white he was gonna make sure he covered that bald head, but had them locks hanging out the back."
Oh yeah, that's his look. I think it'll be good. I think it's ultimately going to be good because it's something else we're going to look. Think about it. That could be one of those matches that we have at a PLE. But I really think, and I remember I said I thought LA Knight should have got the U.S. title.
Bingo.
He should have got it.
Now, in all fairness, you can't trust Triple H. That might be the direction, but he might be throwing us off, right? And the only reason I say that is when I talked to Karrion Kross talked about WrestleMania plans. Remember, they were teasing Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt. We were like, this is everybody, and of course, somebody gave the rumor people fake information. They will say, oh yeah, whoever wins between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar is going to be the one to face Bray Wyatt. But Brock Lesnar told Bray Wyatt he want to work with him. Whole time, Bray Wyatt passes away, and months later, all of a sudden, Karrion Kross says, "Oh no, the plans are for me and Bray to work with each other at WrestleMania." Nobody knows that, but it's information now, and I'm saying to myself, so nobody knew that. Like that was information he purposely kept to himself because, of course, there was no way that was happening now. But He said no, like that's how I was supposed to work for the WrestleMania. And I'm like, wait a minute. If I remember TV, they were teasing Bobby Lashley, and I was like,
He
so
said it. Bray Wyatt came out and basically made it known. Who's ever win, that's who my next feud is gonna be.
yeah. So I don't, I don't trust Triple H and them on that. Like they might be trying to sell us this AJ LA Knight thing, and might just be for a moment. AJ could come out next week and say, oh no, I wasn't that for personal. I just had to send a message, and you in a way. That's why when he did it, Randy Orton looked at him like a heel. Was like, Randy Orton's not a heel, but he's an anti-hero. He looked at him like, okay, I probably would have did the same thing. And I was like, yo, he's such a heel, but he's not a heel.
You saw what he
He
did
looked
at
at-
Survivor
what I
Series. He
don't-
pulled up the chair.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sat down when everybody's like, well, let's see how this goes.
But was I the only one waiting for Randy to RKO everybody again?
I'm still waiting for that day. I was like, nah, he's gonna take everybody out. Just be like, and do the same
Yeah, I
thing
was.
he did
I
like
was
this.
like,
Huh? You guys should have
When he
known not to
got-
trust me.
when he got after he signed the contract, I said, "Thank you." I
Yeah,
said,
took
"I
it
want
out.
to keep
It
watching
was-
SmackDown
Was
every
it,
week."
was it Nick Aldis? It was
Yeah.
Nick Aldis. He looked at
Yeah,
him
I
like,
was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
my bad. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, good for business, bad for business. AJ Styles, I think I need to find out his reasoning, like why. And then once we get that why, we can move. Hopefully, somehow, I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate, but of course AJ Styles is involved. I think it's good for business. But like I said, brothers, as we kind of wrap this up, man, I know we still got some time left, but we're looking forward to 2024. And I know it's probably too early to say too much. And this is just a little bit of fantasy booking and speculation.
Ooh,
But
that's cool.
who did
Brother
that?
Hugh, man. Brother Hugh's been at it, man.
Oh, you
Um,
check that out. That's some nice colors you got there, sir.
Brother Hugh, it looks like something on the belt. I don't know. But what are you guys what are you guys looking forward to in 2024? Like I said, I know we have a little bit of time left. We're not quite there yet, but we're close enough to say, what is something you want to see in 2024? I'll go first. I want to see Cody freaking finish his goddamn story.
Wait,
Like
it's
time. No, Brian, they stop it. It's time. I'm not sure if I'm ready to see CM Punk main event WrestleMania, which is what he wants, but I'm sticking with I need Cody to finish the story in 2024. But what are some of the things that you guys are looking forward to going into next year? What do you hope to see? What do you fantasy book? What do you say, man? You know what? I wish they would really do this or do that.
Who's going next? I want to go last on this one.
I got one. I'm gonna swing for the fences on this one.
Here we go.
I want to see Mia Yim wear some championship gold.
I was just about to make a joke about how you used to be it's so fascinated with her when we first started working the indies, but I left it alone. But you brought it back up, and now I can't help
You want to
myself.
see her or Kyrie first?
Who?
Oh boy, Kyrie.
Her or Kyrie Sane first?
I've seen that before.
But you ain't seen this. You see
I
NXT and tag
I
team.
don't-
You ain't seen.
I don't care about Kyrie. I want to see Mia Yim wear championship gold.
Hey.
Like I said, I want to see her and Zelina Vega wear them tag titles.
Really? You think her and
Tag
Michin are
titles.
going to be a team?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
they got something right here. You can see
curious. I gotta hear
that the tag division is building. A lot. No,
Yep.
remember we complained about it for so long, but
Yep.
shout out to Chelsea Green.
I love Chelsea Green. She's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, it would be funny because the Cardona come back, somebody gonna make the joke, which if y'all haven't checked out his interview with my guy Chris Van Vliet, incredible.
I just saw it on Twitter earlier today.
I'm rooting for him, man.
I thought it's my guy, man. Shout out to the Major Wrestling Speaker podcast.
Shout out to him. Except when he goes up against Boomaye, because it's all Boomaye all day. Alex Payne, Jay Bougie, and
boy.
them.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they
Absolutely.
beat him up. They took care of business. But the thing I like about Cardona is he's standing up, like he said. He got into it with the promoter and said, "Look, give me your Venmo. I'm gonna Venmo you some money to put water in your locker rooms."
He was definitely living about not having cases of water in these indies.
Yeah, he said like if he loves the business and it makes you root for him. But his wife, Chelsea Green, she could have easily sank because people saying tag titles. Justin would always say, "Yo, those belts are cursed." You see, like somebody always getting hurt. She could have easily just been like, "All right, they gonna strip the title, whatever." But she stayed relevant.
Yes,
Piper
she did.
Niven. We got her resurgence back to
There you go.
the Piper Niven we loved in NXT UK.
Exactly. Yep.
And because of that, both of them just was like that odd couple duo that worked, and it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
And for them to lose the titles to the longest reigning NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, I thought was great.
It makes
So
sense.
it makes me excited about the division, and you have so many different directions you can go with this. Obviously the Kabuki Warriors, I think that's what we're going to have. They're going to have either they're going to win it at WrestleMania or they have them by WrestleMania, in my opinion. But I would definitely love to see Zelina Vega and Mia Yim. I know you got Natty and I was looking at Tegan Knox.
Tegan Knox. I thought she
Yeah.
was, I swear I still think she's gonna turn on Tegan Knox. Like I was like, I don't trust Natalia, but
Yeah, the old Magnum TA Mr. Wrestling story. You know, it always works. Mentor, turn on, and that's what we're supposed to get with Dana Brooke and Kalani Jordan. Unfortunately, we didn't. But I will say Kalani's starting to swim. You know, I would no, it's too soon. You know, I was gonna say I'd like to see her wear some gold too, but that'd be a 2025 thing. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I wish is to see Miriam finally win some WWE gold, her and Zelina Vega. And if I had one more wish,
sure,
it would be
dum dum dum.
I want the rematch of WrestleMania 37 Night 1 main event. I want Mercedes Moné back in WWE.
I think that'd be huge.
And you look, Charlotte's out. Charlotte is out.
Yeah, that's true. The timing is.
I need somebody to step up. Raj, I did. I said the movie was great. But yeah, Charlotte is out. Go ahead and pay Sasha the money because she won big money. She won money like you know. You know it's crazy. I mean, I think she's worth it, but boy, if she never got hurt, her stock would have been even higher. You know, if it's another thing I'm grateful for was what she did for Willow, you know, making that call and seeing the homie get the belt. But yeah, so that's the thing. I would love to see her and Bianca get their rematch at WrestleMania.
Those are really good. Those are all really good, man.
She's Sasha Banks. I think she would have had a chance to be Mercedes Moné, Dylan, but she wasn't gone long enough to be
not to make a name for herself, a bigger name than Sasha Banks was. Yeah, and I think that's the thing for wrestlers, like this, and that you put it that way, Brian. It's just sometimes you don't have time to make your new name bigger than your old name, so it's like, you know, it's
Matt
it's
Cardona
hard.
has actually made his name bigger than Zack Ryder.
And I think that's what he's trying to do. So like when he does, because he wants, it's obvious. When you listen to the podcast, he's like, "Oh, I'm living the life. I'm good. I call my own shots, blah blah blah." But when I listened to the interview, he was kind of like, "Dang, how come I wasn't rehired?" Like out of everybody that was, you know, and he's kind of been the most relevant working, so because he's somebody nobody expected to be on the Indies to be a, you know, an indie, you know, global star is what you call it. Like Drew did it. There's a lot of guys that do it. You know, Drew did, but after a while, Drew made it. They made it like that lifestyle is hard to live.
Let me ask you this, because I know you're a huge Cardona fan.
Yeah,
he comes back Royal Rumble, right? Because I kind of feel like he would.
It'd be the most obvious way for him to come back, right?
Yeah. Don't he got to come back? Don't we got to hear all radio?
Yeah.
And
that's what the WWE fans connect to.
He's
if
trying,
you hear his what you call it music, you're like, what is that?
But that's the problem, though. He's trying to get away from that because he feels like Matt Cardona is so much cooler. And maybe it is in presentation, but like you said, Brian, people care about why they fell in love with him in the first place. You know what I mean? And
because we've seen WWE with these when they introduce new themes recently, where they'll come out at the pay-per-view, to their original, and then they'll transition.
Switching over.
So I can see something where he comes out, he's Zack Ryder at the Rumble, gets thrown out. Next day he signs. Next day he comes out, cuts a promo. I am no longer
Matt Cardona. Yeah.
Bingo.
That's you might have booked his comeback, buddy. I don't know. That makes sense. That might be it, Brian H. But that's actually a good question, man. I don't know. It's tough to answer. But tremendous talent, tremendous shape, young. He's our age. You know what I mean?
I saw him last year in at the Icons of Wrestling,
Mhm.
he carries himself like a star. Like it was just like, bro, you look too big to be here. Like
Yeah,
the
of
match
course.
was him and Bully Ray. I'm not a fan of the Dudley Boys at all. And
Dang.
certainly not Bully Ray, or certainly not Devon.
Why is that?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of
Why you don't like
at the
Devon,
door. Patreon.com/wrestling_realm.
Wow.
Patreon.com/wrestling. We don't even have censors, but patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm.
Yeah.
I felt like Brian H almost was about to go into it, and I was like, "Oh,
He
you
was.
gotta bang
He was.
in."
But nah, the thing is, like, but like Bully Ray, he felt like that guy who used to be a star, and he was
Yeah,
winding down. It just in that area, right? But
sure.
Cardona, just the look and everything,
He
you
was
know,
just
where
getting started, reinventing himself. Yeah,
yeah, and he looked like almost like, you know how some people like, yo, you look too good to be here. You know, it's like
sure.
we see it in like basketball. You know, you see that
Mhm.
one player on the court, and like, what are you doing on this court? You know,
Yeah.
where like Orange Cassidy, I think it was Orange Cassidy, was at the same place, and he looked like, okay, top of the Indies, AEW, you know, future champion or whatever, you know, or
Mhm.
like, but he didn't feel too big to be there, but he felt like it was a big deal that he was there. You
Sure.
know,
Makes
so
sense.
that
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I feel about that.
No, that's actually a great point. Just breaking news, Brian is not a fan of the Dudleys. Um,
I thought I
yeah,
was
Yes,
vocal
indeed.
about that before.
you might have been. I just don't think it was. It hasn't been a recent conversation, but
Oh yeah.
man, it's
Definitely took it
obvious
occasion.
now. Yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
did, and then he took it personal. That's
he
Last
did.
Dance
Very
joke.
personal.
Yeah, but I think we did it, gentlemen. I think we celebrated our 2023, and then we
You're just
talked
gonna
about the
skip
gift
me?
that keeps. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. I thought you had gave you a piece. My
No, I
fault,
said
brother
I wanted to
Brennan.
go last.
No, I'm
'Cause
tripping. I'm sorry.
You
No,
know
no,
what
no, no.
mine's
That
gonna
was.
be about.
Go ahead.
Good.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I think 2024 will be the year of the belt
Every belt has a story.
because
What will
every
we
belt has a
expect any
story.
less from the belt, King? because
Because
what
you know,
I told you.
because
I
every
told
belt
you.
has a story.
the new ones you got?
No, every belt has a story.
Oh, okay. Look at
So
him. He's just trying to keep his
okay,
composure.
so we're gonna have the unveiling of the IWGP International Belt.
Oh, I
I
thought you
mean,
said
it's
unveiling the other new championship. What happened? Oh, okay. Sorry. What belt?
the IWGP International Belt because they said they wanted something to be on a
It's
more
not called.
global
I thought it's called the global belt. Was it called? Is it called the international?
enter. Wait a minute, let me make
I
sure
thought
I'm
it
saying the
was
right
Oh, it was
one.
the global.
So they confused me because we have a continental tournament. I thought it was a global championship,
Hold on,
but
I'm
then
probably mixing up. You might be right. Hold on, because they
New
wanted something
Japan,
more.
because they need that title to expand, because that's what the United
Yes,
States Championship was originally for, because they wanted to expand into the U.S.
global championship. I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay,
because they wanted to do more than just the United States, and they wanted to be all over, and it was going to be shown on regular New Japan, and then New Japan Strong. So
yeah,
the reveal of that, I think, is going to be interesting because I hope they go back to the beautiful designs that everybody loved because they were two belts gone too soon. That
yeah, big
everybody
time.
has a story about that. So that's one. With Impact's name change,
TNA,
going
yeah,
back to TNA,
hmm
I hope that they take a page from Triple H and do like a tribute to the belt when they make the new belt because let's be honest, Impact TNA, they have produced some of the most unique looking belts that
yeah,
feel
I
like
definitely
they
from that.
are a big deal. That
hmm
none of their belts really was like, that's just a belt. Each
Sure,
belt felt like it was important for every division.
not
Even as
not not
simple as
not the Grand Slam Championship. Sorry,
well, no,
no.
I was gonna say that even down to the worst looking one, the Grand Slam champion,
Okay,
when you looked at it, it felt like it was a different they always have that one different belt that you're like, all right, what's
the
the story
Brian
behind
Cage
this?
belt.
Right, the digital media championship. You're like,
Yeah,
what's the story behind this?
right.
That's how you feel like, what's that belt? Like even with the Legends belt, you're like, what's that? And it changed its name 746 times. So that's what I
Yeah,
can appreciate about them. And then also, I think we're gonna finally get either new tag team straps or one unified tag team belt.
Mhm.
okay,
With the
all right.
building of the tag division as it is. I
They're
think,
definitely reloading.
yeah, Triple H is trying to figure out with the women. I think they're going to go back to float between all three shows
They kind of have
because,
to because
yeah,
they merged the titles in the first place.
yeah, and they've done nothing with NXT, but let them float between all three shows. And I'm gonna
Aren't they
stick.
kind of doing that now anyway? As it is that the new formula? Because think what I mean. Like Chad Gable was on NXT the other day, so wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah, I'm saying so. Let them go ahead and do that because I
Mhm.
don't know. I always go back to that time when we had the one women's champion and one men's champion. If they lost to the person on Raw SmackDown, that's where they stayed. I think that's
Right.
what they should do to kind of
Mhm.
mix up the talent. So if we
Mhm.
lose to an NXT tag team, we stay on NXT. If we
Right.
lose to a SmackDown team, we stay on SmackDown. But
Mhm.
we're gonna probably get new straps for the men. And as much as I don't want to see it, I think that with the launch or the whole expansion of NXT, I think we're
Mhm.
gonna have a new NXT coming in one of these other cards because
I I think so too.
it's
That's why I didn't get rid of that crayon belt.
yeah, and I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be something where it's going to be one champion, and then it's going to be. I really believe the way that Triple H is moved, he does everything with a purpose. You gave a
Mhm.
SmackDown star the North American title. You're slowly but surely erasing that from the current NXT because it's
You think
seen
so?
more on other shows.
Yeah.
Think about it, it's seen more on other shows than it is on it because you don't need it on NXT right now.
Are you sure it's not just a billboard to say, hey, people, hey, what's that belt? Oh, it's NXT North American Championship. Because I'm not gonna lie, I watched it. I watched Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio with a different eye because Dominic was a dominant champion, even though he was on NXT, but he was also on the main roster. He was on both shows. So you think it might be a billboard, or do you
Right.
still sticking with it? You think it's just gonna kind of eliminate it completely?
I think it's going to evolve. I don't think it's going to eliminate.
Okay,
I think because we have the Heritage Cup, which is more of a global
traditional,
thing,
yeah, right.
so that way if they start, let's call it what it is. If they do NXT UK first,
Sure,
you can have the NXT World Champion that floats between both because you have enough talent right there that can
hmm
float between both of them, and
right,
then you just make one other title now for that brand and treat it like it's whether it be that or who's never not there, especially
right.
with the women's champion too. But
Okay,
I hope we get new belts for that too.
hmm
That's why I say I think next year will be the. It's got to be a reason we haven't gotten these new tag belts because I don't think Triple H
yeah,
is going to keep them. I don't think he's going to keep them as undisputed. Something's going to
Mhm.
cause a split, and there's going to be a storyline that causes it to be a split. And for the life of me, I can't help but to feel like that might be the way they're going to do it with the briefcase. I
yeah. They
hope
got to
they
figure
don't.
that out. Yeah,
Yeah, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like that you can challenge for a championship and he's stuck challenging for the Raw tag team titles or something. Or, I just hope they don't because we still got plenty of time for the briefcase. I just think that 2024 we'll see a another wave of belts because if you notice how they keep running these sales, they lower the
yeah,
inventory for a reason.
yeah. I was thinking the
They
same thing.
lower
See that? Yeah.
they lower the inventory for a reason, and I don't know if it's to clear out and bring out new, because they calm down on those horrible. Let me take this
Yeah.
belt and put a different strap on it, paint the globe a different color type
Sure.
thing.
Probably that Vince
But
McMahon stuff. Triple H is probably trying to, you know what I mean?
you're going after more
Do
sports teams and more things
that's
that's
true.
going to
Big
bring.
Big 12
Makes
conference and
sense.
And new
clearly
Those belts have
belts.
not been the same.
belts are clearly a priority at this point because and it's to
Mhm.
your point, brother Brandon. Because of that very reason, we have those commemorative championships for each team. We have they got to deal with the Big 12 conference where they were
Now
like literally handed
NHL.
now the NHL. So it's like
Yep.
it's obvious that it's not just a prop anymore. It's like no, this is a part of what we do, and we also can make money. Anytime you can make money from it, that's when you know it belongs in the WWE. But
And it's going
but
to be
yeah,
insane to see what they do because even if you have those sports team belts, they don't go on sale. They stay at
right,
that price.
Right.
sure,
And they got side plates for them. So even if you get a WWE championship and you put the side plate on it or a world title, put a side plate on it. So I'm thinking it's going to be that, and I hope that Tony Khan doesn't change another belt. Don't change another one. Don't change the name. Don't change the strap. Don't change the color because
Mhm.
if they lose the trios title, I feel like it's going to revert back to the old one to give us something else. Because I'm happy the Elite didn't change it because now we've
that's
gotten
crazy.
in its short
They got two
history.
sets. They got two sets of trios titles. That's crazy to think about.
Yep.
And remember, House of Black had black and silver, and now they
Yeah.
got the pink one. So you got 2 sets of trios, 2 sets of tags.
It's a lot going on.
Mhm.
You knew
But
it,
no.
brother.
Sounds like more.
Yeah,
It just sounds like more belt stories.
It
That's all
keeps
it
you
sounds
guys
like.
in business. I tell you that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keeps you guys in business. But I'm looking forward to season 2 of Championship Culture anyway, January 28th. YouTube.com/Wrestling Wrealm.
January when?
23rd.
23rd.
28th.
You said
28th.
23rd.
28th.
Thank you.
What's the 28th?
But
Is that like the way
January
it's coming on the 20th?
January 20th, season 2,
That's a
Championship
Sun-
Culture.
That's a Sunday.
Right.
January 20th.
Why is he stuck on the 28th?
It's like, no, it's the 23rd. I don't know why. I got
He
my
was
threes and mates
committed to
mixed.
that.
I was really nuts.
Mhm.
It's 23rd, January 23rd. Sorry, 5 days earlier. But yeah, I'm off. It's okay. No, it's late. It's the end of the show. I think we did a good job today, gentlemen. We did our part for the wrestling community. This is why they need us, and they don't have to call us. We just know when to show up, and we bring this excellent, thought-provoking conversation as we kind of celebrate our 2023. And before you know it, we'll be wrapping it up. We're a few days away from Christmas. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody. Spend some time with your family, your loved ones. Jesus is the reason for the season, especially for me. Yep, I said it. And I appreciate you all for tuning in and joining us as we close out this year. So thank you for all those who joined us in the chat, who expressed themselves and gave their opinions and their thoughts and ideas for the things that we discussed as well. So be well, be merry. We are out the door. I believe we have a few more shows before we close the year out. And one more show. There we go. Thank you, Brian. One more show.
That's the
That's
28th.
that's the 20th. There you go. One more show to close
I
out the year.
wonder, what's the last show going to be about? Dwayne?
Probably the belts you got, the ones you still have in your possession that you probably got.
I'm still
sometime.
waiting for you to guess. I'm still waiting for
I
you to guess, but it's okay.
Is it like championship color belt? But we thank everybody for joining us.
Why do you keep thinking the championship culture belt is coming?
I don't know, man. I just got this.
He's
I
like,
don't know
I
why.
know you and he. I know you
No,
and
because
he.
you
so
guys are
much.
always cooking up stuff in the kitchen. You guys snickering and giggling and stuff, and using
Not at all.
codes and hand signals.
I'm
You
not-
feel like, oh no,
I'm not cooking up anything. I'm just
no, you
saying.
did
I'm not
though.
cooking
That's new because that's the new one
It's
right
not
there.
new.
It
It's
is
not
a new
new.
one. That's not new.
It's a
But that's the
pure
one.
championship.
That's the one. No,
It's-
that's not the pure. That's the one they're using in AEW. That's the AEW version.
Yeah, it's a pure championship.
Right. That's
With
new.
Red Croc backing.
Right. That's new. I knew it. That's it. I see you
Okay,
thought it was
show the
crazy.
back end. Show the back.
No, it's a croc skin, buttercream, croc skin. That's that's new.
Oh,
I knew
that's
it was
beautiful.
because that he had the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, and I'm like, dude, that's the AEW version. Did you unbox the show while I was giving my spiel about Ring of Honor, how great it was? So you ordered the television title. He has it. No, that's what it is. That's my guess. You
I don't
ordered
have
the
the
new Ring of
television
Honor.
title.
Yes, you do. Yes,
I
you
don't.
do. You ordered it.
I
You
don't,
ordered
I
the
don't
new
have
Ring
There's
of
only
Honor
one way to
Television
find out.
Championship.
It's only one way to find out. Starting
Right, unbox
January
it because
23rd.
brother Brandon has he's got the new pure Ring of Honor pure. Can I ask you a question before we get out of here? Why'd you go that one first out of all of them? Can you explain? Because that's not it has the new Ring of Honor logos from Tony Khan's era of Ring of Honor, not the old one. So there's no way you can justify it. And the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship was underneath the Dave Milliken belts that they had to cancel, and you slickly put up there when I was talking about Final Battle. I told you I'm not crazy, and I saw it. Why'd you choose that title, please?
I'm sorry. Did you ask me? Everybody has a story.
No, I want to know the story now.
I think that you did. I think
We're
you
going to
did.
end the
I think
show
you just
on a
asked me.
early segment from Championship Culture. Why did you order that belt? That's okay. Remember the dog. Ladies and gentlemen, we out of here. We peace out. I got to figure this out. We see y'all next week. We gone.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!